I think it's time for another homestead tour. We'll go over everything, including in the living quarters and some different buildings, and just give you guys an update on how everything's working out. Oh, and while we're at it, we'll go over the animals too. The animals will be just injected randomly into this video because as I run across them, that's when I'll spotlight them. This is Lord Minion, and he's been doing good. He had some issues with getting stuff in his eye and a cut on his ear, but he's basically just being the bestest farm dog ever. He's been loving this weather. I mean, loving this weather. It's cool. It's springtime. He's been a bundle of energy. He's turning 11 on July 4th, roughly. So he's got a lot of experience behind him. Don't you, boy? On to the living quarters. Jen and I have been in here for 6 months. Big upgrade. This really awesome wood cook stove. There's a link to it if you're interested. I got it from Layman's, but if you're interested in that, they're really good at all kinds of different homesteading related things, self-sufficient type lifestyles, alternative stuff. But this thing is going to be really awesome. I have yet to fire it up due to the fact that it's spring. Just got the chimney hooked up. That should be good to go. Also got a mini split AC. It got a lot hotter in May than it's probably ever been here before, at least since I've been here. So got it in a little bit late now. Of course, it's just way too nice out to even run it, so that's just fine. Nothing else in here has really changed. Got a couple dog crates, one for Charlo, one for Minion, because whenever Charlo goes into heat, which has only happened once so far, it's important to keep them separated, but most of the time they're just not even in the same building, because I'm outside or Jen's inside or vice versa. Right now she's out in the garden. Obviously the coffee stuff's very important. That's all stored here. I should have cleaned all this up before I made a video, but I didn't. Obviously, you can go to NarroWayHomestead.com for amazing coffee, air roasted, low acidity, delicious. Beyond that, I mean, this washing machine, this washer dryer, GE combo, their profile thing, this thing has been awesome, and it's so easy on electric. I'm so thrilled I got it. It's been working out great. Random animal interruption. Charlo's been doing really good. She's been off leash with Jen outside some, as opposed to being leashed all the time. She's doing pretty good with the ducks. She still wants to chase them a bit, but we're actually thinking she can help us chase the ducks out of the outdoor kitchen, which is a helpful thing. So she's got genetics for doing such things, and she can be useful too, as well as just being cute and adorable and hanging out. And the cats have been doing really well. They're all in here right now. Dagger and the kittens are getting an amazing relationship going. They just obviously love to hang out. Katana, super adventurous. She's probably the most, I don't know what you want to say, just like super friendly, wants to come out and run up to you and stuff like that. She's super cool. And Cloak, also cool. A little more reserved, kind of cautious maybe. But she's really good too. And Dagger's been all about teaching them how to hunt stuff, mostly because I've had him for 2 years, and in the past week he did something that he's never done before 3 times. He brought in stuff in here. He brought in a chipmunk, brought in a rabbit, and I think it was a second chipmunk then as well. So he's totally saying, hey cats, look what I got, look what I can do. You guys can do it too. So he's totally got some nurturing instincts, completely helping out. He also had a bit of an incident with what I believe was a raccoon, but this wound is looking way better. It's no longer open, it's closed. And he's doing really good with letting me treat it and deal with it. Not bothering me at all. I don't know when the shorts are going to come out that are relating to that injury, but he's good. He's going to be good. It's on antibiotics and stuff. Alright, on to the outside world. Again, beautiful day. That's why I'm shooting a video today, because it's a whole lot more fun than shooting the videos in the rain. Solar is really starting to produce with the sun being in the sky a whole lot more. Less clouds, longer days. Today's one of those days we had full power starting at like 11 a.m. Batteries were fully charged and everything was great. And they just stayed fully charged no matter what we're choosing to run. Jen's got a cool butterfly garden going. Got plenty of firewood for next winter. Oh, yeah, that's where Az's doghouse used to be, but now it's over in a shaded area. And of course, Az still chooses to mostly not hang out in the shade. Time for another animal update. Az, he's been being really good. We had some issues with him eating duck eggs at one time. He hasn't had access to duck eggs since. I'm sure that's going to be a in-process sort of deal. He's been doing a really good job of staying where I want him to stay. Probably the last month and a half or so, I haven't had to go off and fetch him or call him back. He's just been doing really good with that. He's wandered beyond it a little bit when he was chasing something off, like a raccoon or something, but I let him go. I let him go out of ways to run stuff off. I think that's the most effective way to have him do his job. So he's just been really good. Really good. If you guys have been watching my other videos, particularly the long format videos, you saw the camper get out of here. The carport is no longer sitting here, but rather way down over here, because there's going to be a garage built here, starting probably in a month or so. It's a ways out, but I just want to get ready ahead of time. I do have a water line here, and I have to get electric from this area into the garage, probably before too much construction happens. This whole electrical shed, if you will, all the components, the inverter, the batteries, charge controller, all that stuff will get moved into the garage and out of some crummy little shed under the panels. So beyond that, robot lawnmowers have been doing an excellent job keeping the grass cut. Jen has been doing a bunch of gardening stuff. She loves plants and loves garden stuff, so she spent a lot of time in there, which is super cool. Ducks, got 21 of them. Yeah, I got 21 of them. It's more ducks than I've ever had in the spring before. They've been a little challenging with Jen's garden. Ended up putting up, you can see the those wooden posts have been extended, and some netting essentially has been put over there. But other than that, they're doing good, foraging all their own food. They're not getting fed anymore. That's a wintertime activity. For now, they can get everything they need. And you can see them scattered throughout the property. Most springs, I lose ducks. I haven't lost any to predators since Az has been here. So he's doing really good just with deterring, even though he's only a year old. He's inexperienced. That's the other reason I had to come out here. I've got to free this robot lawnmower. I kind of push her boundaries to a point that's, just a little bit too steep, and every once in a while she'll get stuck somewhere. But it's a simple process. Just take and pull her out of where she slipped out of bounds, press stop. I learned I have to wait like 5 seconds before I can start it again. Press start, and now she'll be off on her way. So if I wouldn't try to make her cut ridiculously steep areas, I wouldn't have such trouble, but that's not much bother. The wood-fired hot tub. This is the first spring since I've had it that I have not fired it up. Just been really busy with trying to do other projects, so it's okay. It'll be ready for fall. I probably won't fire it up for summer, except I might make it into just kind of like a nice cooling pool without heating it. So that might happen. Outdoor kitchen is back to life. Faucet's hooked up. Fridge is back to running. Appliances and different things can be run with all the extra power this time of year provides. Jen's got her whole cool little cooking area. Got a portable power station for those days that are cloudy and just don't want to fire up the generator. So that'll just spread the electric cooking a couple more days. And we have this wood cook stove here. It's nowhere near as nice as the one inside. It's got serious issues. Cracks and stuff. This handle thing recently busted. Still usable, just kind of a crazy way you have to use it and keep track of it all, but we'll definitely get into using that some on the days that we don't have as much power. I'll have to run down to the pond sometime and just do a dedicated long format pond video, because there's bluegill in there. There's all kinds of cool stuff happening. The pond is about 300 feet lower in elevation than right here, and maybe 1,000 feet that way. But the duck pond is murky, just like duck ponds always are. But it's teeming with life. The ducks like to go in there and bathe every once in a while. Don't spend too much time in there. Besides the living quarters, the outhouse was the other major project that was worked on last year, and it has been in operation for what, 9 months or something like that. It's doing really good. I still have to adjust this door and handle, but it used to function like this one where you just, but now I have to lift up and push that. But this whole door is shifted. It was built out of lumber that wasn't kiln dried, and it was all pretty much scrap lumber anyway. One of the major changes that I've done is essentially leave the ventilation fan on all the time now. As the pit obviously is going to get more smells, it'll stink more. If I could get the liquid to solids ratio right, I probably wouldn't have to, but basically there's a fan constantly pushing air out there, elbows down, and goes into the pit, and that constantly pulls air out of the pit, and that air has to come from somewhere. Well, it chooses to go in around the outhouse hole and the seat and all that, and that keeps the inside fresh. And even when you're using the outhouse, you don't even have to smell yourself. Like you legit, it's less of a smell than using a conventional bathroom that has, you know, the whole fan thing up above your head, and if you turn that on, it pulls all the smells straight past your face up there. Somebody needs to get bathrooms into the current century. I brought outhouses to the current century. Now somebody needs to take the conventional plumbed bathroom and get that into the current century, because there's a lot of improvements that could be made there. Someday, if I have time, I'll redesign a modern bathroom that uses conventional water plumbing. There is going to be a full garden video, or there is one already. I'm not sure which order I'm posting all this, but Jen's here and she's going to show me an update, because since I filmed the garden video, she's done more stuff. What'd you do?
I just put the strawberries in the raised bed instead, so that there's room for me to plant the runners when they start. And then I put the flowers in this longer
That's super cool.
thing.
More strawberries.
The area a little bit. Yeah,
More
we'll
strawberries sounds good to me.
Yep.
All right. Jen, hanging out in the garden, hanging out on TikTok Live with the people. And duck coop, there's really no big update on that either. It's pretty much just been what it's been. So, these hoses are awesome. Jen uses this hose to water the garden over there and take care of the ducks' water and everything else. Got a pressure washer mounted here on the outdoor kitchen that wasn't here before. That's going to get moved up to the garage once that's built. And the ducks are absolutely loving their auto watering bowl. That's pretty cool. Anyway, that's something I put together last year just kind of quickly, and it's been an awesome thing. And there's the robot lawnmower, Peggy. She's doing it. She's making it happen. There you go, guys. That's pretty much a current update as to how everything's working out. Springtime, Jen does gardening stuff. I've got projects on the brain, so I'm running around looking at projects. Most of you know I've purchased a second homestead. It's basically just a really rundown property that needs a ridiculous amount of work. Another fella named Will Survives, he's coming to help me out with that, or he may already be here by the time I post this. But anyway, that's what's happening. Future stuff should be interesting. I'm probably going to have to do more long format YouTube videos on a lot of the stuff that's coming, because short form, like, it's just not going to cut it. So some of the short forms end up being kind of teasers. I'll try to keep you guys somewhat up to date through them, but if you don't come check out the long format videos, you won't know anything about it. But I don't need to tell you, because you've already watched this long video to the end, so you already know. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. More stuff to come.